Welcome, students, to the drafting table. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. We're going to tackle one of the most fascinating transformations in the entire world of fashion. We're talking about turning a completely flat, two-dimensional piece of paper into a beautifully fitted, three-dimensional garment. Honestly, it's essentially structural engineering, just, with softer materials. So whether you're entirely new to pattern drafting or you're just looking to solidify your foundation, this masterclass is really designed to give you those core tools you need to succeed.
Okay, so here is our quick syllabus for today. Number 1, the Pattern Maker's Toolkit. 2, going from flat to fitted. 3, the anatomy of a dart. 4, mastering dart manipulation. And finally, 5, fullness and contouring. Let's get right into it. Section 1, the Pattern Maker's Toolkit. Every great craft starts with understanding exactly what is sitting on the table in front of you. Imagine stepping up to this active workshop table. You aren't just looking at regular office stationery here. You're looking at the actual instruments of engineering for clothing. You see your measuring tapes, rulers, and those metallic curves that, yeah, they look a little bit intimidating at first glance, but they are all designed for absolute precision. Because in pattern making, precision is literally everything. Even a fraction of an inch can drastically alter how a garment actually fits the human body. Let's detail a few of these specific physical tools. First up, you have the awl. It's this sharp, pointed tool that pierces a really tiny, precise 1/8 inch hole in your patterns, and we use that to mark critical pivot points. Then there's the pattern notcher. This metal implement cuts a precise 1/4 by 1/16 inch opening right at the pattern's edge. That helps you align different pattern pieces perfectly when you're at the sewing machine. We also use a tracing wheel to transfer shapes onto paper. Oh, and the beautifully swooping French curve. This one is absolutely ideal for drawing smooth, natural shapes like armholes and necklines, saving you from the nightmare of trying to freehand a perfect circle. Moving right along to section 2, from flat to fitted. Now that our physical tools are laid out, we really need to define our conceptual canvas. Everything in flat pattern making stems from what we call a sloper. Some people call it a working pattern. Think of a sloper as your completely blank starting point. It's developed based purely on basic body measurements, representing the exact dimensions of a specific figure. There are zero ruffles, no stylistic seams, no flare at all, just the absolute essential geometry required to cover the body. If you've ever wondered why custom tailoring fits so much better than off-the-rack clothing, well, it all comes down to the math of this exact starting point. And this right here is what that foundation actually looks like. This is the classic 5-piece basic pattern set. It consists of the front bodice, the back bodice, the front skirt, the back skirt, and finally the long sleeve. If you were to cut these pieces out of fabric and sew them together right now, you would just get a completely plain form-fitting shell. But the crazy thing is, every complex, beautiful design you see walking down a runway can trace its mathematical ancestry directly back to these 5 basic pieces. But looking at those flat shapes, a really fundamental problem arises. How do we take this flat, rigid 2D paper and shape it so that it perfectly fits the complex, curvy 3D form of a human body? I mean, paper doesn't naturally stretch or mold, right? It just folds, it buckles, and it bends. So, to solve that problem, we rely on 3 key conceptual tools. These are our ultimate solutions to the 3D fitting problem. They are Principle 1, dart manipulation; Principle 2, adding fullness; and Principle 3, contouring. By mastering these 3 techniques, you essentially unlock the ability to design absolutely anything. Section 3, the anatomy of a dart. We are going to do a deep dive into principle number 1 right now, because darts are basically the foundation of fit. Notice the clear geometry we're working with here. You can see there's a triangular wedge cut out from the bottom edge, and it's pointing straight up toward the chest. Now, before we manipulate anything at all, we have to understand the geography of this shape. Let's lock in our terminology really quickly. The tip of that triangle, that's the bust point. It's often called the pivotal apex because it represents the highest point of the body's curve. The 2 lines of the triangle that converge at that point are known as the dart legs, and the space trapped between those legs, that is the dart intake. Guys, this intake is the secret to fit. It takes up excess flat fabric where it's not needed, like down at the narrow waist, and it releases it where it is needed, over the fuller bust. By folding out that wedge of space, the flat paper suddenly pops up into a 3D mound. It's like magic. Okay. Section 4, mastering dart manipulation.
Once you know what a dart is, you need to learn how to actually move it around to create different designs. So here is the truly fascinating part about this core principle. Dart manipulation changes the location of the dart, but it does not change the garment's size or fit. That volume, it's absolutely mandatory. The dart is fundamentally responsible for making that 3D shape we talked about, which means that intake space cannot simply be deleted. No way. You can move the dart up to the shoulder, over to the side seam, or even up to the neckline, but that excess space will always be absorbed into the design in some form to ensure the fabric molds correctly over the body's contours. Now, practically speaking, there are two primary methods we use to relocate these darts, the pivot method and the slash and spread method. In the pivot method, we literally pin the pattern down at the bust point with our awl and rotate the paper itself to close the old dart and open a new one somewhere else. In the slash and spread method, we take a pencil, draw a line to our new location, physically cut the paper with scissors right to the bust point, tape the original dart closed, and watch the paper naturally spread open at our new cut. Honestly, both are highly effective techniques, and they fundamentally yield the exact same flawless result, a perfectly relocated dart holding the exact same volume. And finally, Section 5, Fullness and Contouring. Now that we've mastered dart manipulation, it is time to shift focus to Principles 2 and 3. This is where we go way beyond basic fit and start adding true stylistic flair. If dart manipulation is mostly about moving existing space around, adding fullness is about introducing totally new space. Notice how the slash and spread method is being used here, but not just to move a dart. It's being used to add actual design fullness. We're cutting the pattern outline into strips and actively spreading them apart. By doing this, we are physically adding new material requirements to the design and expanding that outer edge. And honestly, this simplest analogy I can give you illustrates this perfectly. Unlike a dart that pinches space away from the edge to create a shape, adding fullness is exactly like expanding a paper fan. You are injecting extra volume into the garment for pleats, gathers, or really dramatic flares. You apply this principle whenever your design just requires way more fabric than what the standard dart excess can naturally provide on its own. Which brings us to Principle 3, Contouring. While standard darts fit the main protrusions of the body, like the bust itself, contouring handles the tricky hollow areas. Think about the space right between the bust, or that area just above it. Contouring tightens the pattern in these specific hollows. It's also absolutely crucial for absorbing what we call gapping ease, which is what you sometimes get when you cut out deep necklines or dramatic armholes. Contouring ensures the garment sits totally flush against the skin, instead of sagging wide open. Honestly, if you've ever had a sleeveless shirt that puffed out awkwardly right at the armpit, you have experienced a lack of proper contouring. And here is where all the magic comes together on the dress form. When you combine dart manipulation, added fullness, and precise contouring, you get this incredible transformation. Notice how translating those flat, technical lines on paper results in a beautiful, flowing, fitted 3D garment on the human figure. You can see exactly how the dart relocation creates the sleek shape around the waist, while the added fullness provides that dramatic drape up on the shoulder. It's literally engineering turned into art. So students, we've covered the toolkit, the foundational sloper, the absolute anatomy of a dart, and the core principles of pattern making. Now that you hold the actual power to transform 2D paper into a flawlessly fitted 3D form, the ultimate question is, how will you manipulate your very first sloper to create your own unique design? The possibilities are completely infinite. I hope this explainer has sparked your creativity and really clarified the core engineering behind garment fit. Get to your drafting tables, grab your awl and your curves, and start creating.